And he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure.
This team this year. That is true. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon Compton. Welcome to 2025. This one the other way. Still going back. That's the drag. Walks up and down.
Edwards pulls off and buries it. Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Hurt three right on the money.
Takes his shot for Darby. Flag out. Doesn't matter. Touchdown.
What is up, my pitchfork lunch peeps? Happy Friday. Friday, as some of you may call it. And man, what a night last night was. Absolutely roller coaster-ish for both games last night, women's volleyball and soccer. We shall get to that. Plus, they both played ranked teams. And volleyball, obviously, the highest ranked team in the Big 12, but taking on conference opponent and foe BYU. It was a 5-setter, but we'll get to that. But anyway, I am Michael Carrottenuto. You guys know that at Diablo00 on X, the artist formerly known as the Twitter. Yes, you can see the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. You can also, as you kids know, go to the wonderful wonderful world of IG and check it out at michael.curatenudo.5. So you see my names go dot and then curatenudo.5 on the good old IG. But as you guys know, the YouTube channel, go to the YouTube channel, right? Go to YouTube, watch live. But when you're there, subscribe because chances are you may have missed some amazing just like I always say, amazing content, yes, but you missed a plethora of phenomenal con reviews, whether it be with coaches, players, voices, insiders, alum, a wonderful athletic director, phenomenal athletic director that we'll be catching up with mighty soon. I know I keep saying it, but again, schedules, guys, you get it, and I know you get it, but just got to keep it out there. So yes, it's all there, and you can go to YouTube. You can watch live. You can catch up. If you missed season 1, you might want to binge watch that. If you missed season 2, you might want to binge watch that as well. Because, look at it this way. There's a lot there, like I said, and then you can watch season 3 and be all caught up. Because when I have, again, interviews, and I've had coaches on, multiple times, different times. So again, I'm not gonna ask them the same things. Why would they ever want to come on a show? And that wouldn't be a good con review. For those of you new to the show, an interview, yes, you usually call it, but a conversation. See, conversation, interview, con review, innovation, Sun Devils, Forks Up. You guys know that. But anyway, but yeah, go to YouTube and subscribe, guys. I mean, again, you see my name, it's Michael Curatenudo, but the page is at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ, 005, at MVC005 on YouTube, guys, and subscribe. Like I said, again, because you will, but yeah, so subscribe away. Again, get all caught up. Like I said, binge watch season 1, binge watch season 2, and then you can keep watching season 3, and then you'll be all caught up. And we will dive in and get out of basketball yesterday to something different. Women's basketball, I should say. I should get that straight. Women's basketball yesterday, and we heard from Coach Molly Miller, which again, very, very awesome. Always great to hear. Well, again, the new coach, but man, it has been a obviously she gets hired in the spring. Right before the Final Four, and it's Final Four recruiting, and she talked about it yesterday. Well, again, you can't mention recruits, as we all know. But yeah, can't obviously talk about so it's one of those things where but 2027, she's like she said, she's getting on the phone with them. Gonna have some awesome footage today too. There's an open practice out for women's hoops, so I will be headed to that after the show. Again, all Devils all the time, right? Why not? So yes, it's again a team that has a little international flavor, kind of like Coach Petra Party, and I saw a great social media video with women's water polo, but with Coach Party. Obviously, she's an alumni, but very international team for women's water polo. But yeah, for Coach Miller, we have again Martina Fontini from Florence, Italy. Italian. I know you guys. You guys going to mention that first, right? My pitchfork lunch peeps. But anyway, yeah. So we have Florence, Italy represented. We have Melbourne, Australia, with last year POA. Melbourne, Australia, and then we have Sao Paulo, Brazil, with Alocia Carrera, the 6'2" sophomore forward, who transferred from Ole Miss. And by the way, for Martina Fontini, she was on the under 20 Italian national team, so she played a little bit. I can't wait to sit down with her, catch up with her again. Things we're working on, going to get more and more of it. So yes, that in and of itself is absolutely awesome. But yeah, so she's on a 20 national team. So yeah, Florence, Italy, like I said, Melbourne, Australia for POA, and then for Carrera, Sao Paulo, Brazil, and Cincinnati, Ohio. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Deborah Davenport. She was at Northwest Florida State College, transferred from there, but now from Cincinnati. She's a redshirt junior. No, but yeah, so I mean, look, little international flavor. I mean, Italian, Brazilian, gonna have some great soccer. It'd be great to catch up with both of them and talk to them. Let's get a little teammate debate going. But yes, so again, you heard Coach Miller yesterday, and just getting on the phone with these recruits being absolutely huge. So very, very stoked was able to bring you that. So yeah, women's hoops. But look, volleyball last night, guys, they get the 5-set win in Provo. They take the first set, which again, you love doing on the road. You'll do it anytime. Obviously, set the tempo, right? You talk about it, but short-term memory not. But then they lose the second and third set. And guys, the scores, BYU controlled those. I think it was like, I will tell you, it was 25-18, I want to say, and 25-19, if I am correct. Yeah, let's see. 15-2 now, but they go 5 sets. They get the win. But yeah, you look at it. I mean, it's the issue took the first set. It was close. Oh, well, I was kind of right. 25-22. All right, on the road, get that good push, get that start. Noemi Glover, Billy Miller, hell of a game. Obviously, Colby Neal in the middle. We'll get to that in a little bit. But 25-22, bam, take the first. But the second, they dropped 25-19. And again, it's not a crazy blowout, but in volleyball, that's pretty much another team in control of the match. Well, if that's control, the third set was even more so for BYU because they took it 25-17. But then Coach Van Neal, who, again, his teams he's talked about. We've had him on, they'll kind of, yes, the coaches will give adjustments, but the teams, when they call timeouts, the coaches are, usually will kind of like confer a little bit. The teams will run it, but he'll come in and he gets a little fiery and he'll say you've heard it here on Pitchfork Lunch. He'll say in post-game pressers that he can't repeat what he said in the, exactly what he said in the huddle. He'll give us the gist of what he was saying. But yeah, whatever he said after the third set, they take the fourth 25-23. So they forced the fifth set. Obviously, only their second one this year. They took the one at Kansas. So no rock chalking for the Jayhawks there. But then it goes to the fifth, and man, what a fifth set that was. It was at the soccer match, which was awesome too. Started out a little slow. We'll get to that, and we're watching, me and Raphael are watching the closeout, and so it's, they're up, I think it was a 12-9, feeling good. Then it's like 12-10, and then it was 12-11, and then it was 13-10, then 13-11. And then Devils, it was 14-13, and then there was a call, and it went for that call made it 14-13 went for BYU, and then BYU was on serve. But yeah, a little bit of a rally, and bam, 15-13. Devils take it in 5. And yes, I am pumped up here on Pitchfork Lunch because again, they have done such a phenomenal job. Again, we caught up with Bailey Miller. And again, we will have more. We're going to catch up with Noemi Glover. We're going to catch up with the sisters. We're going to try to catch up with all of them. Again, it's a challenge, but again, hey, we can make it happen. So, yes, but Noemi Glover and Bailey Miller, again, phenomenal games. Both hit over 300. Um, yeah, Noemi Glover had 19 kills and led the team. At Bailey Miller, 16. Noemi Glover hit 308. Bailey Miller hit 361. Colby Neal had 7 kills, and she hit 600. So, yeah, you'll take that. And Ella Lamagora in the middle had 6 kills, hit 455. I mean, as a team, they hit 289. All right, so but still, although this is a rare, this was an oddity, guys. My favorite stat, as you know, well, one of my favorite, I shouldn't say favorite stat to point out to you because again, just the impact dominant serving can have, as you volleyball aficionados know. Others you might be like, okay, why? But BYU did out ace ASU 9-4 in the whole match, not just obviously in the set, but in the whole match. But nonetheless, Devils win it in 5, my friends. Devils win it in 5. That's right. So yes, they get the win there, and they move to 15-2. Right? That's it. Yes, 15-2, 6-0 in conference play. They kicked the win streak to 9. Like I said, they are 8-0 at home. They are 5-1 away. The only one away loss was at number 2, Texas. After coming off the Texas State Invitational, where they beat Texas State. This was the 3rd time they've been to 5. They beat Texas State, the host team, in 5, and then they beat Incarnate Word in 3. They turned around, went to Texas 2 days later. They stayed in Texas, but they played Texas Longhorns, and they lost 3-0. But yeah, so 3 5-setters this year, 3-0 in that too. So there's an extra bonus stat for you. Again, just it's kind of a signature of Coach Van Neal's teams, and if a lot of the players are like that kind of icon, but like Jillian Neal, the poster child, like he says, just since she's been a freshman, coming in with the big serves, like ice in the vein. Someone doesn't go, oh, you want to put her on the pin? Okay, injuries. Okay, you want to give her a libero jersey so you can get her serving more to get that in there? Jillian's okay, fine, yeah, no problem. Might be a different mindset, doesn't matter, but yeah. So that is absolutely awesome. Oh, guys, I was at the women's soccer game last night, and man, shout out, forks up to Coach Winkworth. Which we will hear from, by the way. Yeah, shout out to Coach Winkworth. His team, it wasn't a pretty first half. And Texas Tech, dictated that. They're the number 12 team in the country right now. Okay, another ranked team for the Devils play. The first half, Texas Tech, it goes up 2-0. They go up 1-0, then they get the next goal. They go up 2-0, my friends. It was ridiculous. And then halftime comes, right? And yeah, so I mean, it's one of those things where but the Devils answer. They get 2 goals, quick goals into the second half. It is 2-2. And then late in the 85th minute, almost the 86th minute, you'll hear Coach, and I was at the other end of the field, but from the angle, it kind of may have looked close. But again, I'm at the other end of the field, so me saying it is or isn't, Coach's view was a little bit better, and the last goal, and again, they scored, but looked to be offside. Just going to say that the Devils battled back and, earned a tie that second half, but Coach talks about playing 90 minutes, and right, you need to play every sport, no matter what it is, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, 3 sets, 5 sets, whatever you need to win, but you need that complete game. And yeah, there might be a mistake here or there, but yeah, it was very tough. And another little there was a little It is kind of a mass unit for this Devils. They were looking for their 10th win, but yeah. Look, Texas Tech has won 3-2, and now they are off back on the road. They come home, and then they get to go play Iowa State. Yeah, Coach. I mean, again, look, he wasn't extremely, crazy. If you have home games, yes, you're happy, but it's like he wasn't crazy that they had 7 home games in a row, and plus starting the first few Big 12 there, because they're the only team in the conference that's on the road 5 straight weeks, like he said. You'll hear him say it. But nonetheless, yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's frustrating. But look, I mean, they battled in the second half. They got 2 goals to tie it up. And then, like I said, then Texas Tech gets their goal, but they're 9-4-2 now. Unfortunately, they've lost 3 straight, but they're 6-2-1 at home, 3-2-1 away, 2-4-1 in conference. That's tough, man. Because now you got to turn around and win some games. They got Iowa State on Sunday, so they're leaving tomorrow. It's a 11 a.m. game local time here. So what's that? 1 o'clock? Yeah, 1 p.m. game in Iowa. On Sunday, sorry, but they're leaving tomorrow. But yeah, Sunday they have Iowa State. And then next Thursday, this coming Thursday, I shouldn't say next, but this coming Thursday, they are at Utah on the road, which, again, these are 2 winnable games. And you figure, yes, you got to play them out. Yes, they've had their struggles, little injury. But overall, I mean, look, their form, their pace, the way the coach has them playing, the players have meshed. I mean, Peyton Marcis had a beautiful goal out. Oh, my goodness, which we'll see. But nonetheless, you win those, well, you'd be 11-4-2, but then you'd be 4-4-1 in conference, and then you'd be coming home again to square off with TCU. TCU, number 14 TCU right now, and then they wrap up the season in Tucson, taking on the team down south Thursday night, October 30th, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So yeah, that is that. But last night, yeah, I mean, it was just craziness. I mean, like, I'll tell you real quick, then we'll go to break and we'll hear from Coach Winkworth. We'll get to football. You have football taking on this same program, taking on Texas Tech, the 7th-ranked Red Raiders. Coach Dillingham and his crew, you heard Coach Ward, the defense, like, hey, man, we gotta get things going. We correct things, and that's, not our identity, and we'll see how it is, but we'll get to that. So Taylor Zodrewski had 2 goals last night for Texas Tech, leading scorer. She came into the game with 10, left the game with 12. But yeah, she scored at the 5-minute mark, put that up right away. That was tough. And then Story, yes, her name is Story Sexton, put in a goal in the 31st minute, which was her first goal of the season. I mean, the second goal of the game for the team, but her first goal of the season. And then nothing, and then boom, right out of halftime in the 50, right there in the 50, just into the 51st minute, Peyton Marcis blasts that goal, makes it 2-1, and then 10 minutes later, just into the 61st minute, Sierra Bergen, forward, who's again just in the middle, who's just been playing again like physical and playing well, but just but yes, she gets a beautiful shot on goal, puts it in, and makes it 2-2. But then, like I said, late in the 85th minute, Zodrowski puts in her second, and Story Sexton actually had the assist on it. And that was it. The Devils had a few more chances. Tatum Thomason put 2 shots that were on goal. The first one, I mean, the pace wasn't bad again, and she's just trying to get some. It's late in the game, right? Obviously not critiquing Thomason's had a hell of a season. So pitchfork lunchers, I want to hear like, oh, why are you sitting there picking on her, this and that. So not picking on her, obviously. But yeah, the second one, I thought, it had the pace, and the goalie, again, it's kind of out of it. You thought maybe it could beat her. to her left, and she able to make the save. But yeah, so they fall 3-2 to Texas Tech, and yeah, again, very, very tough. But again, to a teeny bit more. We'll hear from Coach after the break. But yes, football, guys. Tomorrow. See, I need you to check me. Not tomorrow night. Tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m. kickoff, Mountain America Stadium. Yes, get there early. Pack that stadium. Make it just miserable for Texas Tech. Make them, come on. Let's get some penalties, some procedure penalties on them. Make false starts. Definitely would be great. I mean, league formations, I get a little flustered, but a lot of false starts, guys. But like I said, I'll get to it. After last week's horrific tackling and what Utah did to them, like Coach Dillingham said, it's been like 17 games. And even when, and I talked about this the other day, just think about this. Even when they lost 55-3 to Utah, it wasn't like because of like all these missed tackles. I mean, it was a mass unit. Utah, again, was able to exploit some matchups. But again, it wasn't because of a lack of tackling defensively. Coach Ward, you could tell there's a few things where I wasn't happy. And I mean, yeah, but then, Jeff Sims, look, they moved the ball. They had the ball a lot. They had three long drives, and Coach talks about it. Like, what can you do? If you say you're going to have that ball that long against Utah, and yeah, of course you want touchdowns to the fields, but even if you get, a touchdown and a field goal, 3 touchdowns, but, a touchdown and 2 field goals, 2 touchdowns and a field goal. I mean, if it was just 3 field goals, that would be quite a bummer, but you have that and you just don't get anything. That is tough. I mean, and look, and they talked about it, but look, it was a good week of practice. It looks like Sam Levitt will go. Again, back here on the wonderful, Jake Plummer, former, obviously, quarterback alum. And shout out to the 1975 team going into the Hall of Fame. Tomorrow's a Hall of Fame game, so they'll be honored at halftime. But yes, that is but yeah, the 1975 class who, team went undefeated, beat Nebraska in the Fiesta Bowl. We love saying that. Yes, it was here, but it doesn't matter. Even back then, Nebraska, the whole state traveled to see them play. So yes, but that being said, they'll be on tomorrow. I got it, and I asked him, I'm like, 1 o'clock game of coaches, like, man, I want to get up. I play all our games at 11 o'clock in the morning if I could. So if you want to get up, get going, players like it. So yeah, we talked about that. So a wonderful afternoon game. We'll go from there. But I'm going to step aside real quick. I know it's lunch, kind of hit a lot there, but I'll let you digest that. And on the other side, again, we'll hear right when we get back, we'll hear from Coach Winkworth about last night's, again, tough 3-2 loss. Again, he's, happy about some things, unhappy, obviously, about, like I said, he'll tell you the first half. But we'll step aside and have more Pitchfork Lunch coming right up. Welcome back to Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Harrison at Diablo001 X, artist formerly known as the Twitter. You guys know that. Check me out there on the show, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. Also, my IG, Michael.Harrison.5, the YouTube channel, which you need to watch live, but you guys need to subscribe to as well, because, like I said, you missed a ton. And then, yes, obviously talking about Football Friday, but on Friday, always honor the late, great Pat Tillman. Honor him every day. I'm not saying it shouldn't be obviously honored every day. The Tillman Foundation. Dyke Tamro kicked off the show this year. First guest, the Associate Athletic Director, longtime sports information director, overall great guy. Except I know for football, our pro football teams, we disagree because he is a Steelers fan, and that was a tough one last night. I'm sure he's going to yell at me tomorrow because I sent him an awesome message when I saw Aaron Rodgers bomb that touchdown pass to Pat Freiermuth wide open, figuring out how the Bengals were bingling. Cincinnati won, so I'm sure I'll probably get a little junk from him there, but whatever. Either way. But yeah, he talked about obviously what the Tillman Foundation does. Again, you can always get in Pat's run. It will be in April, but it is just a huge event, and I will be out there in April. I hope you will be joining me. Going to put a fundraiser together for it, so more to donate. But again, working out things on that. But nonetheless, anyway, yeah, so I mentioned soccer. Obviously, we're going to hear from, like I said, Coach Winkworth. And yeah, you know, him being English, it's always again, I love again, not that the passion's not there, and I don't say it like in jest or just laughing because it's funny. No, it's not. I laugh because I love, like, obviously the passion and the way you see things, and like he says, I said about Coach Van Neal earlier, every now and then you'll hear, oh, can't really repeat what I said to the team exactly. And I think we'll hear that from Coach Winkworth here after last night's. Because, yeah, the first half, again, a little tough for him. For the team. And but like I said, you know, the other side of that is, yes, what I always say, and you guys know me, Pitchfork Punchers, I'm not going to talk out of both sides of my mouth when it benefits ASU or doesn't benefit ASU, whatever, you know that, because there's another team there. Yes, they're the 12th ranked team in the country, as we understand. As I told you guys, they are the 12th ranked team in the country. Yeah, they're the 12th ranked team in the country. And, you know, it's one of those things where they did that, but it's not like ASU is lacking in talent or challenging people. You know, and we see how they're capable of playing. And yeah, I mean, the goal, I mean, Peyton's goal, I want to say the assist was from, on Sierra's goal, actually, it was assisted by, Peyton, but Cam Valladares on the wing again. And, you know, they made it challenging to get it out to the wing to Cam. Texas Tech did. I know. I mean, if you were there, you saw it. It went. I mean, she did have some touches, but yeah, she did get the assist on her, and Peyton got the assist on the Sierra Burton goal, and then Peyton Marcy's was hers. I think the pass initially was from Cam, but she had it, and I don't know if the ball got like blocked, and then she got it back and scored. Either way, like, again, it is one of those things. But but yeah, I mean, they made it a little tough, and like I said, but the first half has to be better. I mean, you can't play 45 minutes like that, be down 2-0, and think that you're always going to come back. I mean, and they know that, but I'm just saying, like, the fact they're able to come back shows obviously the depth of what they've been doing in the field defensively. Defensively, again, I think that last goal, and again, Coach, you'll hear him talk about it. They could have been in an offside position, but he'll have to go back and look at the film, so it'll be interesting to see what he says. But yeah, they're headed to Iowa State, and again, they play them Sunday, but they're leaving, like I said, tomorrow. And yeah, tomorrow go there, be man, start out fast, and hopefully we'll be talking Victory Monday for them too. But yeah, it's tough because when you see a team that's got, again, the way they've played, the talent they do, and yes, they're playing in a tough conference. I've mentioned the row of ranked teams that they've played now. But yeah, then you get to go to Utah, and it's just crazy that they can somehow completely unbalance the schedule like that. So yes, before we hear from Graham, though, I just want to remind you guys, Coach Winkworth, that is. I want to remind you guys. So yes, you have a chance to win tickets to tomorrow's game. Yes, it's a wonderful, my man Scott and Dos Equis. You have a chance. 2 tickets to the game tomorrow, and so I'm gonna do a trivia question, and you can think about it during the interview. I mean, you can try and Google it, but whoever gets it first. Yeah. So hit me up again at Diablo00. If you send it in the comments here, that's fine too. But at Diablo00 or on my IG at Michael.Carrotsnudo.5. Either one, I will check it out. Yeah, I will throw it out there. But let's go. Okay, so the first question, trivia that we're going with. Okay, so one of my most favorite Sun Devils of all time, as you know, is Darren Woodson. Should be an NFL Hall of Fame. That's a conversation for another day. But now he was 28. He wore 28 for the Cowboys. What number, though, did he wear at ASU? What number was Darren Woodson at ASU? That is one of them. And the next question is, what was the score to the, which one do I want to go with? Oh, actually, you know what? Wipe that. So, okay, what number was Darren Woodson at ASU? And then also, ooh, so many. Okay. Oh. Okay, we'll kind of double up on that. What? Okay, so what number was Darren Woodson? And then the other question: who's a high school teammate of Woodson? Right? Who's high school teammate of Darren Woodson also played with him at ASU in the secondary? And I'll even give you a hint. My good friend, Coach Kersing, again, the Hall of Fame coach, recruited both of these guys, got one at Glendale, but they both played high school ball together. And then from Glendale, this gaucho came back to ASU and was in the secondary with Darren Woodson. Both went on to have, obviously, pretty phenomenal NFL careers. So what number was Darren Woodson? And then the second question, who's his high school teammate? Again, these two destroyed. These two were major components, destroying people in the West Valley. Just say that. But yes, who is his teammate? So that's that. Anyway, we're going to hear from Coach Winkworth now. You got some time to digest that. But yeah, hit me up at Diablo00 on X, or swing on his Twitter, Michael.Christian.5, or in the comments here. You can do it. So just saying, you got a shot to win it. So, but yeah, without further ado, here is Coach Winkworth after last night's tough 3-2 loss to Texas Tech. Coach, Cheeto Tale of obviously, a tale of two halves there. I mean, it seemed like they took obviously advantage of their opportunities in the first half. You couldn't really hold possession in the final third, but what was, I guess the biggest shift there in the second half?
Yeah, two things lost today's game. A ridiculously poor first half from our standpoint, and a ridiculous offside call in the last few minutes of the game. I mean, I'm devastated. I'm frustrated to lose a game, but our first half performance deserves a defeat. But the second half performance didn't, and it's just frustrating that when I rewatch a goal that shouldn't have counted, it's frustrating.
Coach, they had 12 shots on the first half, and you guys had one. And then going the second half, you had 2 quick goals. What did you say to them at halftime?
I don't know if I can repeat that. Let's just say I felt what I said to them, that there was one player in the locker room that I felt personally could hold their head up high from the first half performance, and then I just randomly asked different players who they thought that player was, and we all had the same player in our head, and I said that's the problem right there. So when you can all come up with the same player, that means 10 others aren't doing their jobs properly, and that was the case. Peyton Marcis was the best player on the pitch tonight, and was unbelievable, and she deserved a goal. She made the second one along with Cam, and with a phenomenal pass, and deserved more than what we got at the end of the game.
Texas Tech started fast like they have all season, but what made them able to do that tonight?
We allowed them. We weren't at the races. It was, and like I said, it was a disappointing first half to say the least, and ultimately that's the biggest contributing factor as to why we lost the game.
Zdrowski led Texas Tech in goals going into the night, had to deny recent Big 12 player of the week. What was your game plan to try to slow her down?
Well, we had to, their best player is their right back, and Blackburn, and we had to take a risk defensively by stepping our fullbacks to her, which meant we were left 1v1 in the centre back position for large portions of the game, and she won that 1v1 battle.
So Olivia Herrera came in the first half, a little bit unexpected. Can you explain that whole situation, and then also how you thought she performed?
Well, I'd subbed everybody that's healthy. Like I ran out of players, field players, because I was frustrated with the players' performance. So I subbed everybody. I think I left Peyton as the only one on there, and because she was the only one doing anything. And so I subbed everybody else out, and then we picked up another injury and ran out of players. So Liv was the next person up, and what was frustrating is she didn't do any worse than the girls that were already on the pitch. So that means we needed to do better in the second half, which we did. I mean, the second half performance deserves something from the game.
Coach, you guys are on a really tough schedule, right? And, a really hard part of it. What's your message to the players? You're playing good competition. You got more coming up to just kind of get through this tough patch. Yeah,
it's tough because we're the only team in the Big 12 that travels 5 straight weekends. Nobody else, only one other team has 3. Nobody else has got more than 2. We got 5 straight weekends on the road. It's some horrendous scheduling from the league. It's not right, and but we just have to get on with it. I don't get to argue it or fight it. I said my piece to the league, and that was that. We have to get on with it and just hold our heads up and just keep fighting. We've got another long flight on Saturday, got a game on Sunday, then we've got another long flight on Wednesday, got a game on Thursday, and the girls just need to keep fighting. And we're very fortunate that, as you saw from the second half performance, that we do have a great spirit within the camp.
What is the second half? I mean, to piggyback off that, but building that, playing the way you did in the second half, momentum-wise, how does it help you going in, obviously, to tough trips like that?
Yeah, hopefully I've got to check our health. We're running out of players. Too many long-term injuries, and so hopefully we weren't too beaten up from that one. And I think that we take the second half. We learn from the first half. If you're not winning, then you're learning, and we got to learn from that first half performance, because I think I'm going to take more from that first half performance than I am the second half performance. I think the second half performance is the minimum. I think the first half performance shouldn't happen. So I'll learn more from that first half performance, and as the girls will learn tomorrow in training.
Nellis didn't get the shutout record from Morris, but she did still get 4 saves in the first half, 6 saves total, including 2 late saves that were pretty clutch. How did you feel about her performance, and what did you see from her?
Yeah, Pauli's, like I said, Pauli's a great goalkeeper. She had another solid game today. I don't know if she could have done too much about the goals. I haven't had a chance to re-watch them except the one because I was frustrated. I thought it was offside, and I still feel like it's offside. And she had a good performance, but that's just Pauli. That's her job. She'd tell you that as well.
When you've lost 3 games in a row so far, is it more about looking at your philosophy and preparation coming in, or is it just about executing better, like you mentioned first time?
We always say we don't focus on getting too high when we win and getting too low when we lose. You know, I think, like you say, we can take some momentum from that second half performance, and we can learn from the first half. So not really, not too bothered about that it's a run. I don't think there's some sort of snowball thing going on here. We just got another game with a new opponent on Sunday.
On the other side of the ball, number 16 from Texas Tech scored twice. What do you think about her abilities?
Great player, like you say, player of the week last week. Just for a reason, she's an excellent player, one of the best forwards in the conference. I was delighted that we finally scored from the number 9 position today. It was a great finish from Sierra, and hopefully she can build some confidence from that. But yeah, when you've got a goal scorer scoring double digits a season, it makes a big difference.
Coach, you've said multiple times you don't take moral victories, but is there anything you take from today that you plan on using in Sunday's match?
Yeah, first half performance, we'll learn from that over the next 2 days, and then in the second half performance, we already know we've got a great spirit, but it shouldn't be a 45-minute match. It's a 90-minute game, so hopefully Iowa State will see a 90-minute performance from us.
Did you feel like you were a bit rattled because of how aggressive they were when they came out in the first half?
Say that again, sorry?
Did you feel like you guys were a little bit slow to start because of how aggressive their defensive scheme was coming out?
No, credit to Texas Tech. They had a wonderful first half performance, but we weren't at the races, and that's on me. It's unacceptable. I've got to do better preparing the girls. They weren't ready, and we'll learn that tomorrow. Cool.
Well, you heard it right there. Again, a 90-minute game. And tell we're safety obvious, guys. You can sense the frustration. I love Coach Schwenkorth. But that's the thing. Like, Peyton was about the only player. And, yeah, he had a backup goalie go in and play forward. Again, goalie is one of those things. But mindset, talk about it with volleyball, with Julian Neal moving around. Again, you're playing a position. It's not that you can't play others and be good, but not just kind of be there to, like, okay, they can do okay, fill space, whatever. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's absolutely crazy. But yeah, you hear his frustration. I mean, Peyton is playing a hell of a game. I mean, she transferred in from UCLA, and man, again, this team has meshed. But that first half, hold on. Pardon me, that was these cameras. I was gonna do that on camera. So anywho, so yeah, I mean, it is frustrating because you see the talent there, and like I said, the wings, midfield, with Faz and with Lucy and Grace Gillard. Sorry, yes. But Grace Gillard and Lucy, Faz Ackerley can do, like, defensively, and then Peyton, I mean, what she's doing in the midfield, playing that 6, playing that, like, 6 position, not so much attacking, but she can when she has to, and that first goal last night showed it, and yeah, you heard Coach say that she was the only one. She was the only one she felt had the half. So anyway, hey, but congratulations is due as William Jasper got the question right. Now, the 2 questions right. He got both right. But yes, so he's like, William, rock on, man. I will show this. Look at that. Woody was number 6 at ASU, which I told him, of course, you meet one of your most favorite players ever. He goes from ASU, women, and love coming to watch him play, just absolutely crush people. William, you might remember this. I mean, again, he was playing linebacker, but you're like, there is no way this dude's going to the NFL playing linebacker. Not that he wasn't tough enough, but again, you're thinking of size of linebackers, in the 90s when he went in, even though they were starting to get it, but man, he goes back to strong safety. He is that missing piece. Jimmy Johnson said it to me. I was lucky enough to get to talk to the Hall of Fame coach, Jimmy Johnson, when the Super Bowl was here a few years ago, thanks to my buddy Eric Wilson. But thanks to me for finding the second table. Eric knows what that means, but the second table saved us. But anyway, Jimmy Johnson saying that, like, he was the piece. He was that final piece. Yeah, they kept. I mean, so it's like, what was I say? But yeah, like Jimmy Johnson, he was a missing piece, and like it shows. But anyway, we are talking something else. And Felipe Sparks, they played together at Maryville. They destroyed people. And again, a great friend of mine, obviously the NJCAA Hall of Fame coach Joe Kirsting, recruited both of them. Thought he was going to get both of them at Glendale, but Felipe went. Woody chose to do the Prop 88 thing at time where, again, he still had to sit out his freshman year, but, went to ASU instead. And then Sparks and them reunited. So, it was, but Sparks was part of it. He won Glendale's first national title. And Coach Kirsting, again, they didn't win too many games the year before. They won the national title the next year. True ball, craziness. William, you bring up a great point. Yes. But and again, he just said that she came in a little bit in the first half to play forward because he was not happy with how it was going. But yeah, no, you put up 2 goals, like I said, against Texas Tech, the 12th team in the country. And again, Peyton Marcise, as a transfer, she has been a godsend to this team. But like what she can do in the midfield, what the midfield can do in general, I've been talking about it all year. The thing that has impressed me, even from the beginning, with all these new faces, just how it was working the ball, being able to work the ball. And Coach Winkworth would not play boom ball. I say that to him, and I think he wants to cringe. Yes, sometimes you have to take shots, but again, they're not boom ball. But yeah, I mean, to make it 2-2 and to go late into the 85th minute, and again, it could have been offsides. I'll find out from Coach next week. From when he sees their film, because like I said, from where I was standing at the angle, like I looked downfield. I mean, I could say it was offsides, William, but yeah, no. They're a fun team to watch. Again, get out there, watch them play Texas Tech. Or not Texas Tech. Well, football plays Texas Tech tomorrow, but TCU is their next home game. Not Sunday. They're in Iowa. They're taking on Iowa State, and then this coming Thursday they go to Utah, and then finally they return home for TCU. So it's just a ridiculous schedule that no team. And again, I feel this way, guys. For those that haven't watched before, if the same thing happened to that school down south, would I have the same energy? Would I be saying the same thing? I 100% would, because come on, 5 straight weekend, like you're gone, like. Yeah, you have 7 in a row at home, and some of those are non-conference games. Then you like the conference starts them out at home with like these games, and it's like, but then oh no, you're going to travel the whole time. Nobody else does that. So like again, they're athletes, they're students, but they're athletes. Again, you got to do what you do. Whining doesn't help, but yeah, Coach obviously not happy about that, and even more so, like I said, William, not happy about the first half stats. But William, you see my ex again. You can message me, send me your email, and I will get you. The 2 tickets for tomorrow's game. Compliments again of my phenomenal friend Scott, and phenomenal. They've been partners in like the Sports Hangover radio show, like Dos Equis, again, absolutely phenomenal. And I love Dos Equis, so it's always fun to partner and work with people that you enjoy their product. But William, hit me up with your email, and I will. You see my Twitter handle. Hit me up with your email, and I'll transfer you the tickets. It's a 1 p.m. kickoff. For those, again, guys, there's still you still have a chance to win, and I will drop another question for those not watching live right now, because I know some will watch later. But okay, so let's see, where do we want to go with? Oh, okay. So I said to you guys, in 1975 football, the whole football team is getting their flowers. They're going into this Hall of Fame weekend. They're going into the Sun Devil Hall of Fame, right? What was the score to the Fiesta Bowl game? And William, if you know it, you can send me that. You can send a message. I won't put it up. But what was the score to the Fiesta Bowl game where they beat Nebraska in '75? Um, and the other question, okay, we'll go away from that. What was the score to that game? And speaking of Nebraska, okay. So what was the score to the Nebraska ASU game in, well, that would have been 96 when Nebraska came here? Give me that score. But you also have to tell me the score of what was the score to the Nebraska ASU game the year before in Lincoln. I'll give you a hint. It was a huge turnaround. Okay, so the first question, what was the score to the 1975 Fiesta Bowl game where ASU beat Nebraska? But then timelining it forwards, what was the score to the ASU Nebraska game the year ASU went to the Rose Bowl in Tempe? And what was the score the previous year when they played in Lincoln against the Huskers? Send me that at Diablo00 on X, the artist formerly known as the Twitter. But yeah, so tomorrow, 1 p.m. Last thing I'm going to say, like, again, I told you, look, I talked about it earlier in the week. Texas Tech's defense, I mean, they get home with 4. Kind of like ASU's been getting home with 4, right? Absolutely crazy. Absolutely insane. But I will say this. And to reiterate, I do not think that look, the tackling, the lack of tackling, and again, not that they weren't physical, it was a good, again, just keep improving, a good spirited week of practice. Coach Willingham talked about it. I think that Raleigh Brown, I think here's Kyson Brown unfortunately going to be out, but I think Kanye Udo, I think, is going to restore some physicality, because look, that front seven the front four from Texas Tech guys, they've been rocking it. I mean, ASU's front four, look, you look at both defenses, like 19 sacks for the Devils. Now, they had none last week and only like 1 or 2 tackles for loss. That was tough. But as I was toughly watching that game, and not because they were tough to watch, because of my last Saturday I was not feeling good at all. But anyway, neither here nor there. But that defense can get there. I mean, 19 sacks through 6 games. That's 3 sacks a game. I mean, they had 19 sacks through 5 games. There's almost 4 a game, obviously. You don't get any last week. But Texas Tech's front four can get there too. But I think Kanye Udo, and not just because Kyson Brown's on, I think even if Kyson Brown was up, I mean, yes, we'll see Raleigh Brown. I want to see him hit explosives. But I think Kanye Udo, give him the ball, like, let him bring some punishment. Let him wear and tear. Again, because they have a very good front seven, does Texas Tech. And like I said, and quarterback-wise, we'll see if Moran's going to go. Because if he does, then, I mean, we saw what he did last year. Again, he's 1 year. He's 1 year more experienced in that offensive system. So, but because I didn't think they would lose to Utah, not that they couldn't lose to Utah, like I said, but I thought it would be close. But I think, look, it's at home. Levitt's playing. Kanye does it, and I think the Devils do come up with 3 sacks this game too. So Kanye Udo is one of my X-Factor. We'll see if he, and again, if Raleigh Brown goes crazy and blows up, maybe we don't see a lot of Kanye Udo. But I think Kanye Udo, the physicality, just punching, wearing the defense down, is that. And I think the Devils have at least 2 sacks tomorrow. At least 2 sacks. Actually, I'm going to say 3. I say CJ Fight gets 1. I say CJ Fight gets 1. I say I'm going to go Jordan Crook with 1. And you know what? I'm also going to go with Martell Hughes with 1. Those are my 3. But either way, 3 sacks. Those might not be the right 3, but 3 sacks for the Devils tomorrow. Oh, William. Yes, before we get out of here, let's see. ASU offense needs to go to the running gap and counter. I mean, they work on the zone, so I don't disagree with you, William. Believe me. And not that they can't run, gap and counter, but yeah, I think you will have to get it out there. I mean, look, there are guys that can take the top off. I mean, we saw, Hamilton, Jalen Moss looks like he'll be back too. On the outside, I mean, Derek Eusebio again. What that young man's done too. You add more, and then you have, like I said, Raleek Brown. I mean, it sucks that Kyson Brown can't play again. Want him to get healthy. That's the bummer part of it. So yeah, I mean, like that's one part of it. But I will say this. I mean, yeah, it's a quick passes, get it out, get it into Jordan Tyson's hands quick. I mean, you want the wide receiver screens. Hey, who's their coach? Hines Ward. What has he talked about from the beginning? I mean, yes, you got to be able to catch if you're going to be a college receiver. But if you're going to play for ASU, you're gonna block and you're going to get downfield and you're going to love it. And I mean, even Jordan Tyson, like you said on the Derek Eusebio big catch against Baylor, you saw him downfield. You see all these receivers downfield. Malik McClain, again, all the guys. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, look, that's the thing. Like, yeah, and it's, what their defense does. I mean, I'm with you. I mean, if running gap and counter is gonna expose lanes more, absolutely. But I think sometimes running zone, it's almost like the balance with the line and the backs makes it. You're gonna just bam, a few steps. You're the patience, because it's the patience to run zone too, right? Well, you know what I'm saying. So. Running backs have to run, yes, run hard, but have that patience as well. So, oh yeah, oh no, absolutely. But I mean, look at, yeah, no, I mean, look, Raleek can get downhill too. So it's not just Kanye. Believe me, and I'm not saying Raleek can't be physical. Thank you for putting that up, William. So we're gonna end on that. But yes, no, I'm with you. Raleek can get downhill. I mean, he can do it between the tackles. People say, oh, he's smaller, but. Yeah, man, like Kanye again, like Kanye did at Mississippi State when they had that freaking 10-minute drive and just he was getting the ball, but it was just pound. So it does suck, yes, because I mean, oh man, I mean, offensive line wise, to lose Ben Coleman for the season, I mean, just such a phenomenal look, and yeah, as a player for your team, but dude, and nobody look, I've never rooted for anybody to get injured. I might yell something dumb snap that guy in half, in a pro game or, when I've been watching ASU, as a kid, but obviously never rooting for any injury, whatsoever, none, zilch, zippo. So, but Ben Coleman going down in his college career, and it sucks, man. I mean, what he did he played tackle. What he did at guard last year, the last few seasons next to Leaf, and then this year, center, doing very again getting it, and then mixing and playing a little guard as well. Because Helton, was playing center, and now you lose a guy like Ben Coleman, but he'll be around. He had a surgery, knock on wood, so everything went well for Ben. But I'm sure we'll see him at tomorrow's game. So I'm gonna try to catch up with him. But yeah, man, just quick healing to Ben Coleman, and look, I mean, yes, there's a season to go, but so yeah, I mean that's that. Draft wise, we'll see where he goes. But all right, my final score to the again. So you guys still have time for trivia. What was the score to the 1975? Because the 1975 football team Hall of Fame weekend going into the ASU Hall of Fame, be honored at the game tomorrow. What was the score to the game? The 1975 Fiesta Bowl where ASU beat Nebraska. And then we'll fast forward from 1975. What was the score in when Nebraska came to Sun Devil Stadium in 96, and ASU, what was the score to that game that ASU won? But what was the score to the game the year before in Nebraska, which Nebraska beat ASU? Again, huge turnaround. madness. The goalpost went downhill, all that good stuff. So yes, you can hit me up at Diablo00 on X, my IG at Michael.Caratanudo.5. You can do that as well. And then, hit me up if you know those. Again, I got a few more tickets to give away, so you can win and be at the game tomorrow with William. So yes, he will get his tickets, and hopefully, if you're old enough, or somebody's old enough, William, have a Dos Equis. But you can take some pictures, tweet it at me, because again, Scott loves hooking people up, and through the wonderful show I created, Pitchfork Lunch. And I will say, wonderful not to break my back, break my arm, pat my back, but again, going all around Sun Devil Nation. So Forks up to volleyball, getting the win. They have Utah tomorrow at 6 p.m. and I want to say that's on ESPN Plus. So yes, check that out. And then Sunday soccer, 11 o'clock, ESPN Plus, Iowa State. Let's cheer Coach Winkworth and the team on to a win and a full 90 minutes, like he says. Whatever he wants, I say we go with that. So, but hey, everybody have a phenomenal rest of your weekend. Don't forget, open hoops practice, women's hoops at DFA 2 o'clock. I'll be headed out there. So there's that. But again, Forks up to volleyball, obviously soccer, hell of an effort. Still having a hell of a season. Let's string some wins now to end the season. And then football tomorrow. Let's go get Texas Tech. Final score: Devils 34, Red Raiders 31. That's what I'm going with. 34-31. I told Chris Cartman something earlier in the week. Friend of the program. Love Chris, the publisher of Sun Devils. The publisher of Sun Devil Source for 24/7 Sports. I just had a different score, different result. Going 34-31 Devils. Anyway, have a phenomenal rest of your Friday. I will see you Monday. Same bad time, same bad channel. And you guys know it. It is hashtag our state. Thanks to reigning Big 12 champs and still undefeated in conference. The Lady Sun Devils volleyball team around me. It is hashtag our state, especially for that school down south to remember. And as always, go Devils. And you guys know it. I'll see you Monday. Let's get some wins this weekend. And Forks out.
I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
27-yard line. That's a great call. Play fake. Plummer will put it up. Throws over the middle. Pull. Touchdown. Quick flag.
3rd down and 5. Levis swings it to Scadaboo. Scadaboo breaks defenders. Here he goes again. Scadaboo is the running back, and he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure.
Shut this team this year. That is true. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon Compton. Welcome to 2025. Today. This one the other way. Still going back. That's the track. Locks up and down.
Edwards pulls off and buries it. Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Hurt 3 right on the money.
Takes his shot for Darby. Flag out. Doesn't matter.